Blossom Nigeria, and we are still talking about how to move Nigeria in the right direction. So today we are looking at the Companies and Allied Matters Act, that is CAMA, looking at the full implementation and how Nigerians can see it from the right perspectives. So when we do this, we are also taking it from how the different stakeholders can use it to their advantage, and if there are any disadvantage, we'll also ask the government to look into it. So we'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share. Don't just be an onlooker, subscribe and be the one that will also give us your comments so that we'll know exactly what you think about what we are doing. And as we do this, we'll be right back and we'll give you more details. All right, we are back and we will be talking with our analyst for today, Barr Prince Olomu Agbod. So he will talk with us more on the Companies and Allied Matters Act. Hello, Barrister.
Hello.
Good morning and welcome, and thank you for joining us on Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria.
It's a pleasure.
All right, now we have the issue of these divergent views on the Companies and Allied Matters Act, and that has led to the implementation has not been well executed because several Nigerians have different opinions about it. So we'd like you to give us a quick enlightenment on what the Companies and Allied Matters Act is all about and how we as Nigerians can benefit from it.
The Companies and Allied Matters Act is a law that regulates the operation of corporate bodies in Nigeria.
Okay.
When I say corporate bodies, I'm referring to companies, to partnerships, to incorporated trustees, to business names, and to charities, to NGOs, to churches, and all of that. So basically, it's a law that regulates all of that. Anything corporate body in Nigeria is regulated under the Companies and Allied Matters Act.
Okay. All right. Now, looking at it from the angle of the religious angle, we've had a lot of complaints and feedbacks on the reactions. People see it as a means of kind of telling them not to operate the way they would like to in Nigeria. So is that your opinion on it?
No, that is not my opinion on it, and I will give you reasons. Basically, the Companies and Allied Matters Act has really, number one, helped a lot in the ease of to improve our ease of doing business index. That means it has brought about a lot of innovations that will ease doing of business. And also, it has also sought, it is seeking to tighten the strings of regulation on the activities of a number of corporate organizations, and these organizations include incorporated trustees, that include churches, mosques, non-governmental organizations, and what have you. So basically, it is section 839 of the CAMA that has been generating a whole lot of reactions at the moment. And there have been a lot of sensational, emotional, and logical outbursts on the issue. But the question needs to be raised that what exactly is contained in that section that would have led to so much uproar in the society. The section simply talks about the power of removal or the power of suspension of the board of trustees of an incorporated trustee. When I say incorporated trustee, I actually mean the group of organizations that are not for profit making. Organizations like churches, mosques, non-governmental organizations, and all of that. So for simplicity, I'm going to refer to them as associations. So this section talks about the power to remove the board of trustees of these associations. And the section basically gives 4 levels of empowerment or approvals before the board of trustees of an association can be removed. The section states that where the Corporate Affairs Commission, referred to there as a commission, is of the opinion that the affairs of an association is being fraudulently run or being mismanaged, or the there's a need to protect the members of that association or for the public interest. There's a need to do something about the current board of trustees of that association. They said the commission can remove the members of that board of trustees of the association and appoint an interim manager to run the affairs of that association for a certain period of 12 months. The section is stopped there. As you go on, you see that even though section 839 subsection 1 looks like the Cama has given absolute powers to the Corporate Affairs Commission to remove or suspend the board of trustees of an association. It is not that simple. Before the commission, that's the CAC now, can move against the current board of trustees of any association, it has some levels of approval and regulatory issues that it needs to surmount. The first one is that it needs to gather what we call reasonable evidence, or what the law calls reasonable evidence, before it can make a move. After gathering this reasonable evidence, it must present the reasonable evidence to its supervising minister, who in this case is the Minister for Trade and Investment. And the minister will assess this reasonable evidence to see if there is merit in what the association is alleging against that church, for example, or mosque, or whatever, or association. If the minister finds merit in the allegation based on the reasonable evidence gathered, he then gives approval, which even though the law is not explicit on it, would necessarily be written approval, since there's a need to show the court that approval was got to. So the minister gives approval to the commission to proceed to the court to obtain the order. So the commission now files a petition in court seeking the suspension or the removal of the board of trustees of that association. And the court will now again consider this reasonable evidence, make any invitations or whatever it is that he wants to do to arrive at a conclusion whether there is a lack of merit in that petition or there is merit in the petition brought before it by the commission. Where the court is of the opinion that there is merit in the petition brought to it by the commission based on the reasonable evidence presented before it, the court will then make an order suspending or removing the board of trustees of that association, and two, appointing an interim manager that will manage the affairs of that association for a period not greater than 12 months. So the court can say that we are appointing an interim manager to manage the affairs of this association for 3 months, for 6 months, for 12 months. But it can't be more than 12 months. Now, in all of this, you can see that there are like 4 or 5 approval levels or thresholds, regulatory thresholds that the commission needs to cross before getting the power, before obtaining the power to suspend or remove the board of trustees of any association. Then, as an aside, let me also state that this power that the commission has, the CAC has, to suspend or remove, this power can also be exercised by 20% of the members of that association. And in this case, the 20% of the members of that association do not need any approval from any minister anywhere, but they can proceed straight to court to present their facts before the court and obtain the order removing or suspending the members of the board of trustees of that association.
All right. Now, thank you so much. Talking about the full implementation of the law, is this a new law, and is it being implemented well in other countries that we can also buy into in Nigeria?
Well, the section 839 is new in Nigeria because this is the first time it has appeared in Cama. But like you said, internationally, we have these laws all over. We have the laws guiding the Charity Commission of England and Wales, for example, that operates for the UK. And we also have the laws guiding charities in America, in the United States of America and all of that. And I must state here that in those countries, their laws are more onerous, are more difficult to follow. What that means is that the Nigerian law, on a scale of 1 to 10, would only be about 40% of the requirements that the UK and America and other Western countries require of these associations. And don't forget that these associations that we're talking about, a lot of them have branches in the United Kingdom, in America, and in other places, and they comply with those laws over there in America, UK, and all other countries. So the question then needs to be asked that if you comply with those laws in America, if you comply with those same laws, or even worse laws in the UK, guiding your charity or guiding your association, why then do you believe that the Nigerian laws are dictatorial, or that they are whatever name that you want to call them? If let there be a balance. If you, my position is that you already comply with those laws. So what's the big deal if Nigeria also requires you to comply with the same laws?
Okay. And like you said, it's like a scale of 40% if Nigerian association laws are to be compared with what is obtainable outside.
Yes.
All right. Now, we can work with that, but we would like to find out if the government can be trusted at this point to fully execute these laws in Nigeria without being, let's use the word, subjective, because a lot of Nigerians believe that government can use it to maybe harass a preacher, for instance, and it might not bring about the best of reactions. So do you think Nigerians or the Nigerian government can be trusted to fully execute this without using it as a means of maybe hounding or harassing individuals or those that are in the charity organizations?
My response to that would be that the fears that a law may be implemented in a skewed manner or implemented in an unfair manner, those fears cannot be enough to say such a law should not be passed.
Okay.
Because those fears apply to every single law that you can think of in the polity, that you can think of in the system.
Okay.
For example, let's take the law about stealing, rape, murder, and all of that. Those laws can be misapplied by an unscrupulous or an unprincipled government official or policeman or whatever, what have you. But that does not mean that because the fear is there, that there may be misapplication of this law or of a particular law, that therefore the government should not pass that law. So the fears that are being expressed concerning Section 839 of Cama, those fears can still be applied to every single law in the land. So if we are going to apply that fear to every single law, it means that people are advocating that we should move about in a society without laws and anarchical society without laws. And that cannot in any way be the intention of government, or even be the intention of the people who need civilization to coexist peacefully. So that is why I discountenance those fears concerning the likely misapplications of this law. We have to go forward with the confidence that the government knows the right thing to do. Yes, there may be one or two bad eggs in government that once in a while they may misapply laws, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't roll out laws because of the fears of misapplication. Laws must be rolled out nonetheless, and the only thing that the people have to believe is that the justice system will be fair enough to apply a remedy where a wrong has been made, where a wrong has been done to anybody because of the misapplication of any law.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister. But before we let you go, just to find out what are your views or opinions on, we have what we call the good side, what Nigerians can easily benefit from the Cama. So what would you say as your own counsel to the general Nigerian public, and how can they benefit from Cama with immediate effect?
The Cama has so many provisions that have really improved, or that will really improve a lot of things in Nigeria. Provisions like, just to name a few, the requirement that before now only a minimum of two people could form a company. But now only one person can go ahead to form his company without having him to share his shareholding with any person. And again, the requirement of a declaration of compliance that was there in the old Cama, where before you form a company, you must swear to under a notary public or for a commissioner of oaths signed by a legal practitioner that you've complied with all the laws setting up that company as the laws of the federal government and all of that, that declaration of compliance has been removed and replaced. And you have so many other things that have been brought to bear. The requirement by private companies to compulsorily have a company secretary is no more there. The only company that can have a company secretary right now are publicly traded, publicly quoted companies. So these are just a few examples of the many reliefs, the many advantages that the new Cama is bringing to the table.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Barrister Prince Olomu Agbod, for calling in, and we are so excited about the reactions you have given to us. We can immediately benefit from this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Wow, that was so much to gain from Barrister Prince Olomu Agbod on his reaction to the Companies and Allied Matters Act that has been passed into law in Nigeria. So with what he has shared with us, Nigerians have a lot to benefit from it, and the aspects of maybe companies and associations, according to how he called them, being a bit concerned about maybe the government can take advantage of that clause to want to take over some charity organizations. He said there's no need for that fear, that he believes that the government will fully execute it well, and it will be done to the advantage of the associations or the organizations. So with that, he also gave us some areas where individuals can also go ahead, register companies as a single organization or a single individual. And you can do that without having a company secretary or another person sharing the shareholding of the company. So an individual can go all out to register a company now. There's several other advantages that are there. In other words, like he said, the fear that people can misapply laws will not lead to an archaic society where there is no law. So it's better to have the law, and let's have different ways of regulating it to the advantage of the people and making sure that it's well implemented than having no law at all. So with that, we'd like to say thank you so much for being with us. We'll look forward to having you tomorrow as we share more thoughts on how to improve on our nation, Nigeria, as we talk Nigeria in the right direction. Thank you so much. And this is Dialogue Box on Blossom Nigeria. We believe in the Nigerian dream.